seen anything like that. No good. Wide right.
Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go into the end zone. He's going into the end zone. The Bears have won. The Bears have won. Oh, my God. You believe in miracles? Yes.
It's the Davey Mac Sports Program, where we talk the sports and other stuff, like keeping your home tidy and your property value up, which is why I had to threaten my neighbor Ernie with a rifle the other day.
Oh, boy.
When his leaves got all over my lawn.
Come on, man.
Hey, Ernie, if one more leaf from your house touches my yard, I'm shooting you and your male roommate right between the eyes.
Okay.
I'm Roy Harder, and here's your host, Mr. Eastside David McDonald, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's a special Davey Mac Sports Program live from Roy Harder's brilliant Shangri-La studio here.
Yeah, Shangri-La.
The type of, my God.
Yeah.
This thing is better than where the band recorded at least 4 of their albums.
Right, yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
I feel like Rick Denko's spirit is in the corner over there.
Yeah.
The great Robbie Robertson, who we just lost, is over there. Levon, my man, is over there. Who's with us still? Richard Emmanuel, he's over there.
Yeah, right.
And who's the fifth? Garth.
Garth, of
Garth
course.
is the only one, right? He's still with us somehow?
Yeah, Garth is the only remaining...
The oldest band member is still with us. And it's a special Davey Mac Sports Program from Roy's studio.
Happy Roy.
Because we have been kicked out of the dojo of comedy. No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. That's a joke. Obviously, sometimes they got to use the venue, and that's fine. Because the thing about the Davey Mac Sports Program, not only are we the greatest independent sports podcast in the world, but we are the most mobile independent sports podcast in the world. We are the most flexible independent sports podcast in the world. We are the most go with the flow independent sports podcast in the world. We are the most we don't give a fuck where we do it, when we do it, how we do it. We're gonna do the greatest independent sports podcast in the world! Woo! So that's what we do. That's how we does it, dogsy. Copyright, trademark, dogsy. Woo! So, lots of stuff is going on here, Roy. And it's fun to be here with you, Roy Harder. Look at you.
Yeah, I'm not in costume today, David. I'm in my house.
You're in your house. It makes little sense, I guess, to be putting on the sunglasses and the outfit, which is odd that I'm doing it. But I just felt like, it's still DMSP.
Yeah.
It's still special. In fact, I have a feeling like this might be one of the more special episodes we ever do.
I hope so.
I think anytime something's new, it's fun. We do this, every week in a row, 15 weeks in a row. We're probably going to be killing each other.
Yeah, right.
Or Roy will kick us out of his house.
Yeah.
He'll say, gentlemen, missive from the family and neighbors of where I live. No more. No one wants to hear yelling at 1:30 in the morning. In the afternoon. Roy and I live on the same street, but he lives in Long Island. I live in New Jersey.
Yeah, literally we live on literally the same exact name.
Isn't that amazing?
It's so bizarre. When you first told me your address, I was like, wait a minute, David, you live down the block from me? and then we realized that there's a few streets named
and it's not the most common street name. I won't say it because while I'm not afraid of an intruder, Roy has a family that he has to concern. I'm actually looking forward to a home invasion. I've told you, Roy and Robert, I've wanted to get a lot of my life frustrations out with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Killing a home intruder by hitting him in the head several times. So I actually keep all my windows up. I'm trying. It's sort of like the carrot with the stick in the box in the cartoons when they want to kill, catch Bugs Bunny. And so, I keep the windows up, and I actually keep my wallet out on the table with a $100 bill protruding out of it.
Yeah.
Come on, there's no one here. There's no one here.
That's something.
And then when someone fucking intrudes in my house, I'm gonna come out of the side room like fucking Leatherface in the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The first time we ever saw his debut. And the person's gonna. I even might wear a goddamn mask. Yeah. I have multiple serial killer. I got a Jason mask. I got a Leatherface mask. I got Bray Wyatt masks. So I might come out with a mask, my goddamn fucking 35-inch titanium Easton that allowed me to hit 389 in high school, and I'm gonna fucking hit a grand slam on your goddamn head, home intruder. Whereas don't be breaking into Roy's house.
No, please don't.
Too much stuff.
I have weapons too. Don't forget, David.
Yeah, Roy has real weapons.
Yeah, I do.
Roy actually has real guns. I have a baseball bat. I feel, though, very confident that I could kill someone rather quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not the first blow. I mean, actually, it depends. If I get one blow right on the temple with a home run swing, I could probably put the person out for good. But even still, if I just knock you out, the plan is to knock you out. Then when you're on the ground, I'm going to fucking sludge-o-matic your head. We're going to Gallagher watermelon your head. And we're going to goddamn shoot your whole brain matter all over the front row, who hopefully will be wearing raincoats.
Yeah.
You know, I always tell people, if you're at a goddamn Davey Mac Sports Program, make sure you wear raincoats in the front row for the big sludge-o-matic ending in which we kill someone and their brain matter shoots all over you.
You never know when there's going to be a house invasion in the Mac household. I will say, every time I come to Roy's neighborhood, whether it's to pick him up or to do the show, they look for me. Like, they notice my car doesn't quite fit in with the neighborhood, so you won't even make it to Roy's house. They will take you out far before you get there.
There was a beautiful, handsome-looking couple, both pushing baby carriages.
Okay.
Now, whenever I enter Roy's neighborhood, I really do keep the speed limit down. Not my neighborhood. Even though I also live in a suburban town, I'm going 80 miles an hour because I know the neighborhood.
You can't drive 65.
But I go nice and slow out of respect to Roy. But I will say, this couple, they're crossing the street, right outside Roy's house. They're taking forever. That's fine. Then they stay in the street. So my car is driving very slowly, and they keep turning their heads, as they're pushing their babies. And because I think they think I'm following them. Because it had a distinct, this fucking psycho was following us.
Yeah.
You're walking in the street. Don't blame me for trailing you 5 miles an hour for a half a mile. Jesus. Now, Robert, you were at my house on Friday. It should be known, the 9th installment of Davey Mac's Tales from the Satellite will be arriving very soon to patreon.com/EastsideDave. And on this episode, it was fantastic, action-packed, and hysterical. We delved into the Power Hour. The 2 times on the Ron Fez show, I tried to drink 60 shots of beer in 60 minutes. And we thought about it, and it's it only comes to 5 beers.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, I've drank 5 beers in an hour before. 100%. But for whatever reason, the format of 60 shots in 60 minutes, every single minute, it's a shot of beer.
Oh, that'll do it.
Something about that screws up your stomach.
Oh, yeah, sure
All
does.
that extra air, yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it, David.
But I mean, it's weird though, Roy, because I have drank 5 beers in an hour before, so I don't understand why.
Have you?
It was so difficult to complete, or I couldn't complete the Power Hour. At least, definitely not one of them. The second one I forget because I blocked out. But it's so we'll find it. Go listen to the episode, patreon.com/EastsideDave when it comes out shortly, because I don't even remember what happens the second time. Yes, Robert?
But you think you could drink 5 beers in an hour easy?
No question. I have. I absolutely have drank 5 beers in an hour. I told you, my friend and I, Jason and McGuire and I, would get a 30-pack of Budweiser. And these were Budweiser shots, regular Bud, not Bud Light or anything. And we would get a 30-pack of Budweiser, and we would start drinking at noon and put on an MTV Real World Marathon from 1996
So
or something.
So you basically don't need your motor skills to
No.
do anything.
We would stay in his fucking apartment.
Yeah.
And each of us had the 30-pack. We wouldn't even bother to put him in the fridge. We would sit on his couch with our 30-packs. Since I'm a lefty, mine on the left side. Since he's a righty, his on the right side. And we would just hit the things and then just throw them somewhere.
Oh, my God.
And 5 beers was always something I would usually do. On hour number 1.
I guess I could.
You're all excited for the real world. I want to see Pedro yelling at somebody about why are you putting your hands in my peanut butter? You have scabs on your hands.
Why did you give me AIDS? Wasn't that Pedro?
Some guy dipped his hands in peanut butter and gave Pedro AIDS because of it. At least in my old real world headcanon, that's what happened.
Okay.
But also, Jason and I are drunk, severely intoxicated every time we watch that. That was Real World San Francisco, by the way, the third season.
Oh, I remember it very well.
You
David.
do?
That was the original Real World. Actually, no, it wasn't the original. The original one was in New York City.
New York.
That's
You had
right.
Kevin Powell. You
Kevin
had Eric
Powell,
Neese.
yep.
You had Becky. You had
Who's the
Julie. You
Yeah.
had the rapper, Heather B.
Yeah, and what about
Andre.
Andre.
Lead singer of Rain Dance, right?
Yeah, I remember him.
He thought Rain Dance is definitely going to be the next Pearl Jam.
A household name.
Like you could see it on Andre's face.
Yeah.
Like Rain Dance, because he was not totally wrong. Instead of teased out hair and shit, because that was 1991.
Yeah, this
he saw we're
crossover.
going for a more grungy, earthly type of look and sound.
Yeah. All those hair metal bands just got wiped off the planet.
No amount of exposure on MTV's Real World got Rain Dance over, apparently.
No, not at all. Yeah.
When they had the one episode where they were like, we're going to check out Rain Dance. Rain Dance is going places, man.
Yeah.
And they go to like a club in Jersey and there's like 25 people.
Right.
That's
probably exactly how they got him to do the Real World. They're like, listen, we're not going to pay you, but it's great exposure for Rain Dance.
I've seen more people at you and Shano's Afghan Wigs cover band shows than I saw at a Rain Dance gig.
Similar glass ceilings, being the next Pearl Jam and being an Afghan Wigs cover band.
Yeah.
When did Riff Raff make the Real World, Dave?
Riff Raff.
Oh, that's way after. He came in like a few years ago, right?
Yeah, I don't remember.
The colored braids. This is much later.
Much later.
Oh,
Much
okay,
later. I might have been out.
Yeah,
I thought
probably
I
were.
watched every Real World season, though.
That was like the next generation of Real
Yeah,
World.
I mean, I watched a bunch of Next Generation Real World.
Yeah.
I stayed with it for quite some time.
I bet you
Now
did.
I'm into The Challenge on CBS, which is former Real World Railroad stars, Big Brother, Amazing Race, and Survivor, and they put them in and they have to do challenges, and I fucking love it.
Yeah.
The challenge for me should be a sport. It's the best.
What kind of challenges?
I mean, they'll have them, you got to walk out on a plank 100 feet in the air and grab something really small, and if you fall down, you nearly die.
Okay.
And most of these people I do want to see die.
Yeah.
They are very annoying. So I love the challenge.
Speaking of challenges, you said you could drink 5 beers in an hour. The Davey Mac Sports Program's about an hour.
What, here?
No,
I have to drive 2 hours back and Long Island, Jersey.
Yeah, I don't
Not-
want this guy stumbling around my
Whoa,
studio drunk.
Not in Roy's sanctuary, obviously, but perhaps at an upcoming episode we
Oh,
could do a
maybe.
challenge.
I could try that.
Yeah.
But I mean, Roy's already very hesitant of bringing me into his house.
I already made him sign a
noticed
waiver.
I noticed he clears his whole house out.
Yeah.
And tells him, it's better for you guys if you just leave, go for a walk, do something productive than
Yes.
to be here with this psycho screaming.
Stay out of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know when your mom would take you into a store that was way too expensive when you were younger?
Uh-huh.
That's how I feel in Roy's house. I'm
Yeah, I
afraid
know.
to touch anything. I'm just
Yeah.
like, this is way nicer than anything
It's true. Oh, well,
handle.
thanks a lot, asshole. Because I was going to say, you were at my house on Friday, Roy's on Sunday, which is nicer. But I guess we got the fucking judgment to that.
Well, Dave, did
Because this motherfucker was bringing mud in, bringing goddamn shit all over the place.
Oh, my God.
He tapes things. He tapes cameras to my goddamn wall with these sticker Velcro things.
Takes all the
He
paint off?
leaves.
Yeah.
I got 9 Velcro things all over my house now on the walls. My kids are like, what the fuck is this? I go, they're Robert's camera Velcro things. I don't even know what to call it. Velcro patch stickers. And they're like, are you going to take them off? They're on the wall. You put one over my painting that I did for you. I'm like, that's where he puts the cameras up on for the Patreon show. What the hell do you want from me, kids?
I didn't allow that. He's got everything on little
Yeah.
stands and everything is
Yeah,
mounted
I
properly.
noticed you didn't have to glue any shit to Roy's walls. I guess my house is just a piece of shit, huh?
anything in this room costs more than anything in either of your or my
This
apartment.
studio
Any
is
single
definitely more
individual item.
valuable than my entire apartment.
Yeah.
I might decide to live here. The rent in Jersey is out of control.
Getting worse, David.
Getting worse all the time. As far as sports go, we got a lot.
Okay.
Colorado under Deion Sanders, baby. Rob time. They beat Colorado State in double overtime. And this game was big because I don't know if you know, but Deion has he's the #1 story in college football right now.
Oh, yeah. When you say Colorado, you mean Boulder, Colorado, correct?
Well, I mean Colorado University.
Okay.
Deion is the coach of Colorado University, but that is located in Boulder. Give yourself 2 points.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going there next week, actually.
Yeah, but Deion, so Deion went from obviously a Hall of Fame NFL career to joining the media, being one of those football guys on the tables.
Yeah.
Then he decided to be a head coach of Jackson State and had amazing success, and just success that everyone, no, Robert, I mean, he was like 11-2 every year.
Yeah, but was the success so much his coaching or the fact that he took his 5-star son recruits to this school?
I mean, maybe, but now he's taking his 5-star sons to
I'm all for
Colorado,
it.
and they kick ass.
I'm all for it. I love the fact that he took his sons to these schools with him and made them programs instead of going to. I think that's fantastic.
It's amazing. And his son, his son is an incredible quarterback, and one of his sons is an amazing quarterback for Colorado, and then the other son is amazing D-back, as Deion was.
A douchebag.
They're a defensive back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
not douchebag.
Speaking of
I didn't
Deion,
say D-bag, I said D-back.
Speaking of Deion, Roy, can you check and just make sure we are still on?
We are rolling.
Okay, it just looked like it was slowing down. I want to make sure we still have the
Yeah, as long
audio,
as those
Dave.
numbers are moving on the top there, we are making history, buddy.
In any event, so Deion got into sort of a little bit of a rivalry or a feud with the Colorado State head coach, who was calling out Deion, saying, the guy's disrespectful because Deion wears sunglasses on the sideline, while coaching. And it's kind of a cool, Jack Nicholson look. And he's like, Deion's disrespectful. He wears the sunglasses. He doesn't even take off the sunglasses when he shakes hands with the other coach after the game.
Sounds like me.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, why should this guy care? It's sunglasses. Like,
who cares?
Seriously, dude. And then
So sunglasses okay?
Sunglasses are okay. But here's the thing. Colorado took a 28-20 lead late in the game. And so this Colorado State, so this coach was right about to back up his shit talk against Deion.
Yeah.
And in the press conference, I heard Deion say he had told his team, we cannot let them win. I will never hear the end of it from this fucking coach in his press conference. You have to win this game. Colorado came back. Deion Sanders' son, the QB, that shooter or something, Sanders, led them on a drive. They got the 2-point conversion. They scored 2 touchdowns, first in overtime, then in double overtime, and that was it. They won in double OT. And Colorado now is 3-0. And like I said, that's the sports story in college football right now of the year.
They were projected to win 2.75 games this season.
Yeah.
So
they won 1 game last year. And quite frankly, Colorado used to be a very good program in the 80s and 90s. But sort of like Miami, the 21st century has not been their deal. They've just fallen off the map. And Deion's bringing them back to kind of where they were in the 80s and 90s. They were perennially a top 25 ranked team in those decades and sometimes could get into top 10 sort of territory in this and that.
Always in contention, yeah.
So congratulations to Deion. It's been such a great week for him because he released an Instagram post that made me laugh so hard and is still making me laugh. Quite frankly, it's the most Davey Mac thing any professional athlete and or coach has ever done.
Oh, yeah, dude. What did he do?
Deion Sanders Jr., the oldest of the Sanders kids,
Yeah.
he had his birthday.
Okay.
Deion decided to use this opportunity to say happy birthday to my favorite son. right away.
Yeah, wait.
Happy birthday to my favorite son.
Oh, my God.
Deion Sanders Jr.
Doesn't he have, like, other kids?
The two
He's
that
got
play on
2
the
kids
team.
playing for him.
Oh, my God.
And both of them are probably going to make the NFL. And his one kid might be that you had that Caleb kid from USC is the best quarterback in college football. I'm telling you, Deion's son is quickly coming. Like those are the top 2.
And let's not forget, the only reason they were still in that game was an 82-yard interception return by his other son.
By Deion's other son?
Yeah, they were right about to win. They were going to go in and be up another touchdown.
He says, because I guess this guy helps him out with his social media. So he says, you do an amazing job with the social media. Now listen, Roy, this is the best. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. You can check it out for yourself. Go to Deion Sanders' Instagram. His final sentence, Roy, in the post.
Yeah.
You're the number 1 son and number 1 on the kids ranking currently. And he gave a top 5. Number 5, Shiloh Sanders. Number 4, DeAndre Sanders. And he tagged them all.
This is the shit.
Each kid has their own Instagram and he tagged them. Number 5, Shiloh. Number 4, DeAndre. Number 3, Shooter Sanders. That's
a
the quarterback. Number 2, Shalami. And number 1, Deion Sanders Jr. He ranked his children and gave us the rankings and used the word, you're number 1 currently. So at least the other kids can do some good shit and improve their rankings.
That's a sign of a good coach right there. Motivation.
Is that not the most Davey Mac thing you've ever heard in your entire life? I mean, I literally have told people I pit my kids against them. I have the same sort of point system that I do right here on the DMSP I do for my own kids. And if you get a certain amount of points by the end, you're the one getting the extra cupcake. Not the other one. And this happens, and this is a perfect way to keep those kids motivated to do good. Deion's smart. Deion is the greatest college football coach going right now. Maybe ever.
One major critique. So,
What?
He should have ranked the 2 kids that are still playing college football at the same level. Like, really pit those 2. Who's going to have a bigger game Saturday? Because second place is up for grabs.
Well, I think he gave the other one lower because he's younger. So, again, he's got more time now. Do some good shit in college.
Yeah.
And your Deion Sanders child ranking
this
will
is
improve.
This is some shit my dad would do.
Oh, my God.
100%.
This is the best shit ever. Like, I can't be any more happy with Deion Sanders and what he's bringing to college football.
Oh.
So I'm excited for this guy.
If nothing else, Dave, the entire country who cares about college football last night watched Colorado play Colorado State.
Yeah, no one's watching that game if it wasn't for Deion Sanders.
Yeah, they made it a game.
College game day was in Colorado. They haven't been in Colorado in years.
Yeah, he's really doing something good for the school.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great story. And if you're going to do funny shit like that... Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, by the way, when he met the coach, after he beat the coach in double overtime, he did take off his sunglasses.
Oh, he did, out of
respect. For the 50-yard line handshake between coaches, he took off his sunglasses, and then the other coach kind of did the bro hug with the handshake and the hug, and he was talking to Deion in his ear. I guarantee you, he was saying, brother, I was just working. This was all a work. I was just, talking a little smack. I was cutting a wrestling promo, but I actually love what you're doing here at Colorado. I have to think that's what the Colorado State coach was doing.
And it does seem like Deion accepted that because in the press conference, he was like, and to be honest with you, we were just, I've got to defend my team, but I'm happy to see another brother coaching a college football team, and I hope to see him next year.
That's right.
And,
Yeah,
so
this
really
was a game between a couple of African-American coaches, prominent coaches, and Deion got the better.
Yeah.
What do you want? And I'm a Deion fan. I mean, going forward, this is incredible. Now, I root for Notre Dame actively, and Notre Dame just won again, and they're 4-0. Oh, wow. And I'm telling you what, they finally got this fucking quarterback. Now, the guy's way too much in love with the hair, Roy. He has got a 1989 Alex P. Keaton. It's like, it's parted, but there's just too much of it.
No kidding.
It's too fluffy.
Too fluffy.
And the hair, as soon as he goes to the sidelines, he can't get that goddamn football helmet off quick enough because he knows that the cameras are watching him with the hair. And he's always running the hands through the hair.
It's like a walking Pantene commercial.
Yeah. And that's my Hartman is his name, Sam Hartman. But this Sam Hartman throws 3 or 4 touchdowns every goddamn game for the Notre Dame Irish. And the only thing they haven't had in the last decade or so has been a bona fide QB. They've had great defense year in and year out, and they've had great playmakers, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends. They haven't had a good QB who can fucking throw the ball 40 yards down the field with some velocity. They got one in Sam Hartman, despite the fancy hairdo, I mean, obviously, this guy is going to definitely get a Pert Plus commercial.
Yeah.
If that's even still around when he graduates college, because he's got beautiful hair. And the beard's a little too trimmed. You know what I mean? Everything is too perfect with Hartman.
Yeah.
But whatever.
It's all good.
I'll go with you, Hartman, as long as every goddamn game you're doing what you're doing, I'll go with you.
He's doing something right?
And your pretty hair.
You're pretty.
So those are the 2 stories for me in college football. Georgia, they won again. They looked okay. They didn't look great in the first half against South Carolina. But second half, they beat the hell out of them. Alabama just barely won again. Alabama's just not looking good, man.
No.
They had to switch quarterbacks. This team, I don't think they're going far. I don't know. It's a very interesting college football year. You got a lot of usually basketball programs that are doing well, like Duke and North Carolina and Kansas. And you're like, what the fuck? This ain't March Madness? Yeah. What are you guys doing over there?
I think
weird year.
Right now, the Big Ten has 4 teams in like the top 25.
Hey, Rutgers 3-0, baby. Okay, so Notre Dame is my number one, but my dad went to Rutgers. I'm a Jersey guy, so I do support Rutgers. 3-0 in the Big Ten, baby.
That's big, but then you see all the Big Ten teams playing out of conference, getting beat by like 56 points by UNC, and you go, maybe this league isn't as good as it used to be.
Well, we'll see.
You never know.
Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, I believe are all undefeated still, as is Rutgers.
Yeah.
And those are, the first 3 that I mentioned are powerhouse programs. Rutgers, though, is the first place where, Roy, a college, go ahead, finish the sentence. Rutgers is the first place where a college
Allowed a
football.
Okay. Allowed a...
Where Rutgers is the first place where a college football
allowed a black player?
Game
I don't know.
was
won.
Rutgers is the first place where a college football game was
Televised.
played.
Oh, played.
Played.
Okay, all right. That was close. If it's not televised, it didn't happen, David.
I tried to give you every fucking word.
Played. I mean,
You had one
how can you tell
word
you mean
to
tell
get
me
some points.
You mean to tell me that was the first football game played in this country?
Yes.
I don't buy that.
In college.
I don't buy that.
I don't buy it. It's a historical record. The first college football game played was between Rutgers and Princeton. That's the first registered official college football game played ever in the 1800s.
Okay.
Rutgers versus Princeton. Yes, Rutgers is literally the birthplace. It happened at Rutgers too, by the way.
Okay.
So it's literally the birthplace of college football. So every time someone tries to take away the great state of New Jersey, I go, birthplace of America, because 80% of the Revolutionary War were fought on Jersey soil,
Yeah, that's true.
and birthplace of college football, because the first game was at Rutgers. And yet they still try to shit on New Jersey. What Long Island? I mean, here we are in Long Island.
Yeah.
Name something famous besides Buttafuoco.
All right. What about Billy Joel?
He's good.
Yeah. What?
Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody. You got a spirit all right. Okay, please.
Oh,
Distracting me because we're in Shangri-La over here.
Another fun fact, Roy. Rutgers University, the first place of a massive chlamydia outbreak.
oh, there you
That is unnecessary, Robert, and that one we cannot confirm. I believe that was a Robert factoid.
Could be.
Yeah.
I feel very comfortable saying at some point in history there was a massive chlamydia
You're a
outbreak
son of a
at Rutgers.
bitch. I mean, there definitely was a massive chlamydia outbreak at Rutgers. I mean, there's been all kinds of outbreaks.
Of course, yeah.
You know.
Something
And
like
Rutgers is a place that also, I believe, gave $40,000 to Snooki to do a speech in front of their students.
Oh my God.
She never graduated college, by the way, just so everyone knows. But 40 G's.
That's how most people feel about Rutgers grads. They've also never graduated college.
DraftKings. DraftKings. Not a sponsor. And that's why we'll do the next story.
Yeah. Not a sponsor. Let's make that clear.
Not a sponsor. So we're going to do this next story. DraftKings, if you were a sponsor, we would have not done this next story.
We would have glossed right over
Now
it.
that, because you're not a sponsor, we're doing it.
There goes the Davey Mac umbrella.
Well, bottom line is this. It was 9/11 on Monday, and they had a 9/11 prop bet that if the Yankees, Mets, and Jets, who are playing Monday Night Football, win, you get, thousands and thousands of dollars. They had to then
That's kind of a bad
rescind.
taste.
They had to publicly apologize
Yeah, that's...
and rescind their very cold-hearted prop bet. Some things you might not need to do a prop bet on.
Yeah, that one
Oscars is fun and shit like this, but
Yeah.
9/11 prop bets,
Seems distasteful, David.
it very much so. Robert, I mean, come on. Even you, a cold-hearted son of a bitch who's got his heart broken so many times.
I just feel like the worst part of that is putting the Mets on because they're going to blow it for you.
Yeah, I mean, the Jets one, I don't even know what happened with the Yankees and Mets. Honestly, I'm so disgusted with the Yankees. It's not even funny. But, I mean, they've played better as of late. But for the Jets, Monday Night Football, we haven't done a DMSP since this happened. Aaron Rodgers out after 4 goddamn snaps. Torn Achilles, out for the year. Or at least, that's what I thought. Today, this morning, a goddamn report came out and said Aaron Rodgers is not calling it for the season. Now they went back and looked at who was the fastest guy to come back from one of these awful Achilles injuries, because it's almost every single time, but minimum of a year.
Yeah.
You're out minimum of a year.
Yes, a lot of physical therapy involved with that.
And a lot of times it's a year and a half. They looked it up. The fastest a guy's ever come back from an Achilles injury was a linebacker or something, or a running back, whatever, who came back after 5 months. If that happens with Rodgers, he would come back just in time for the Super Bowl. Now, this is what I want.
Yeah.
I want Zach Wilson to go on a fucking run where he's 15-2. He leads the Jets all the way through the regular season, through the postseason, gets him to a Super Bowl, and then they bench his ass because Aaron Rodgers comes out and fucking plays. If that happens, Aaron Rodgers would take over the Deion spot for who is my funniest football star right now. Because that is something, I could see happening with Aaron Rodgers. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I could see him doing that. He still sees this as his team.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I think the Jets do as well.
Yes, he should. Yeah.
They're moving on with Zach Wilson.
Not by choice.
I mean, Zach Wilson with the headband and the blonde hair, looking too much like Johnny from Karate Kid. And everyone wanted Johnny to get his fucking face kicked in by Danielson.
And he refuses to take responsibility when he loses.
Exactly. Fucking sweep the leg there. Wilson? Can anyone tell Zach Wilson? Zach, you got the blonde hair. You got the face that almost looks identical. Maybe not go with the little headband. It's a small headband, too. He literally looks like Johnny in every fucking scene of the Karate Kid. Why are you going for a bad guy look?
Well, sometimes bad guys, they get the attention.
I guess so.
I think he needs to go with a badder guy. I think he should dress like the Boz. Like, start doing sunglasses, shave the blonde hair, and do a mohawk. Just really become a badass.
That'd be better.
Right?
I am not a big fan of football players and headbands. In fact, I only like headband on basketball guys because it's very 1970s ABA type of stuff. But if you're not a basketball player, dude, ixnay on the headband. All right? If you're a quarterback, why do you need a fucking headband?
Yeah.
You have a football helmet on.
Yeah, right.
There's no purpose for the headband.
Do they still wear that mascara?
Yeah.
It's eye black. It's not mascara, but
hey,
yes,
listen,
they do.
It's mascara. Let's face it, David. Come on, these guys are out there.
Well, mascara goes over the eye.
No, these guys
goes below it.
Over or under, who cares? Right? Mascara's mascara. No matter. Listen, all these guys are dressed up out there in their tight pants with their mascaraed up eyes.
I know. Here's the other trend I'm seeing in college football. They have pulled their pants above their kneecap. Now, look, I don't want to be one of these fucking Geico, you're a new homeowner, and so, but you become an old man. All right, I don't want to be Davey Mac old man. Okay, but let me tell you something, youngsters. This fucking look where you're wearing shorts on the football field is logically stupid as shit. They are all exposing their knees. Football players back in the day always had knee pads on. A knee injury is one of the most common things that happens to a football player, and it's one of the most devastating things that happens to a football player. What is the deal with having your freaking pants up to the point where it looks like practically a Speedo? These goddamn pants are so high. You want your fucking legs and your knees exposed. They barely have their thigh pads now. These guys are going to get one leg injury after another. If I'm the head football coach of any of these teams, I'm like, any of you motherfuckers try that, you're done.
Wait, so you mean to tell me that just because they pulled their pants up a little higher than normal, it's going to result in a knee injury?
A lot of football pants at least used to be designed where the knee pad was in the pants. I don't know, Robert, you played football.
Yeah, so
did you have that?
I did, and I gotta take the other side here, Dave, man.
Okay, talk to me.
It's a piece of foam. It's it's going to deal with bruising. It's not going to prevent an ACL or any major injury.
Yeah, but a knee-to-knee injury can be
devastating.
Can really hurt.
Absolutely.
And if you have got, and it's not just foam, Robert. It's 3 inches of padding. And that is not going to be nearly as bad of an injury if you have that padding. They're there for a reason.
Dave, football is the last true sport. You're looking for any edge you can. And, what can make you a little bit faster off the ball. Like, I was a lineman.
So take everything off.
I
Play
did.
naked.
I was a lineman back in the day. So what I did is I cut all the foam out of my shoulder pads. So basically, I just had the hard plastic shell.
Right?
To make me as loose, there was nothing to grab onto.
Okay.
And sure, you get, some scarring
How many
on your
sacks you have?
shoulders. 2.
Yeah, 2 sacks?
Yeah.
Not bad. How many games?
10.
10 games?
Yeah.
Hey, that's good.
I won't say good, Roy.
Well, we played more of a
That's
scheme
like-
where it was our job to hold the linemen for the linebackers.
Oh, okay.
Jam up the hole. So I did my job.
You okay. I thought you said you were a linebacker.
No, I was a lineman.
You were a lineman.
I was a defensive tackle and an offensive guard.
Robert, with all due respect, how tall are you?
I am 5'7" on a good day.
What the fuck was your goddamn high school team's football record?
We were 4-6 my senior year.
Yeah, 4-6.
We moved
That's what
up-
I'm talking about, Roy. I mean, a 5'7" defensive lineman, Roy?
I mean, you are like high school, so it's kind of like.
I know, but I mean, come on,
so here's the
man.
thing about-
5'7".
Here's the thing about high school football. It's more about smarts and will than it is about skill.
Yeah, you saw Rudy,
so,
right?
I would do things like after a play, I'd start talking shit to the guy across from me and be like, I'm going to fuck you up next play, right? And then I had a guy next to me who went to Temple on a full ride, and I'd be like, Adam, we got a crossblock here. And he'd be like, why? I'd be like, it's a pass play. That guy's going to kick my hat. Just block him, please.
Oh,
And then,
so you would talk shit and then get his bigger teammates to defend him.
typically like a blind side or a trap block.
So you're probably the reason why you guys were 4-6, because now instead of your
and
defensive
not 1
teammates
and 9. Exactly. And
having
not 1
to
and 9.
do their assignment, they're actually out of position, having to take on the guy that you started a fight with.
I mean, I could cut block.
Terrible. It's terrible behavior. It's just not good. I mean, the goddamn, defensive lineman, Roy, that's where Too Tall Jones played.
Right.
Not Too Short Tamburo.
Short Tamburo.
So the Giants
Hey, man,
got kicked
man,
their
I got a
ass.
spin move. It'll knock you out
Why
of your
weren't you
socks.
a running back or something if you have all these spin moves with the height and the power that I think you do possess a little bit of power? You could have been a running back at 5'7".
I think I found my niche. I'd argue.
You didn't go to college on a football scholarship, so I don't know how you feel that way.
I had offers.
From
D3,
where?
D3. A lot of academic scholarships.
Oh, there you go. See that?
I don't believe any of this bullshit. It's the first time we're hearing this. Name me one college you got an offer from.
Monmouth University.
That's the one right by my house.
Yeah, that's like
he
a high
got jacket shit.
That's
Yeah,
not
it's
the
like
right
a high
one.
school.
No, it starts with an M. They played sprint football, so the heaviest you could be was 185 pounds.
All right, yeah,
And I
this
was
is all-
I was 190 pounds. I was like, I'm not going to cut 5 pounds every day to play football.
So Rodgers, did you guys think he'll get back?
No.
I don't think so. I think it's the damage is going to take a little bit longer than 5 months.
Right?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I cannot imagine
Not gonna happen.
Aaron Rodgers getting back. And again, if in the shortest window possible, he would be back in February. Would you actually entertain the idea?
Putting
if
him in
you're
a game?
playing in February, that means Zach Wilson got you all the way through the playoffs.
Yeah.
Would you
why mess
entertain-
up a good thing?
Right.
Yeah. It ain't going to happen.
What if this whole fucking thing is just some weird goddamn experience where Aaron Rodgers was there simply to, like, the karma was that Aaron Rodgers was going to mentor Zach Wilson for an entire training camp.
Exactly.
And now Wilson turns around and becomes the best QB that the Jets have had since Namath. That would be hysterical to me.
Could happen.
It could happen.
100%. And
When you watched Hard Knocks, Aaron Rodgers was actively mentoring Zach Wilson. I'll give Rodgers credit on that. He was actively trying to teach Zach Wilson everything he knew.
Yeah.
He was doing a very good job. He was very unselfish in that capacity. Because at the end of the day, I mean, you could look at it that these guys are competitors, but you're not going to sign someone either for $50 million and then sit him. So
Exactly.
he felt confident, comfortable in who he was, and he was really mentoring Zach Wilson. It's up to Zach Wilson to take in those lessons now, though.
he also spoke out a number of times how he felt like Brett Favre did not do that for him.
Favre didn't. That's a legendary thing.
And he's trying to separate himself,
Yeah.
I think, from Favre's legacy that
Exactly.
way as well.
No, Favre let him sit and rot as Favre's backup, Rodgers, this is, for 4 years in Green Bay. And they said Favre didn't want to tell him anything because Favre wanted to keep playing. I mean, listen, they said Montana was a little cool with Steve Young. Not that he was a dick or this or that, but that Montana was not going to go out of his way to help Steve Young. Why would he go out of his way to help Steve Young? Then Steve Young has his job. But this is a much different. This is a 40-year-old guy and still a 23-year-old kid.
Yeah, it's almost like you're handing over the baton. Right. This is a very different scenario.
Yeah,
these are not two alphas coming head to head.
No.
This is like
no, I agree with that. Yeah. Zach Wilson, very beta, Robert.
I would agree,
especially with the headband.
Nothing wrong with running.
These guys with the headbands, do they understand? It's a little feminine to me. I'm sorry. It's a little Olivia Newton-John. Let's get physical.
Physical, yeah.
It doesn't look good. Especially the guys with the pretty hair, the little blonde freaking quarterbacks.
What about?
And they put the goddamn headband up, and some of them put it up high, like Justin Herbert on the Chargers puts his headband up on the half of his head, so it's got this thing of then he has nice, pretty, flowing hair on his shoulders, and you're like, do you understand how feminine that looks? Again, I don't give a shit. I'm just saying, football you tend to think of as a very, very macho, manly sport. I don't know. Davey Mac wouldn't do that. Davey Mac would fucking do a straight up skinhead. I'd do a skinhead, and just for like a little in your factor, I might go the Charles Manson route. Put something here on the forehead.
I like that. Like a message.
Yeah.
Just right there in the forehead. Like, don't fuck with me.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay?
You could do it in mascara.
Right.
Yeah.
And then just like Charles Manson, I will do like insane press conferences. Yeah. Like when the reporters are like, are you happy that you threw 3 touchdowns? I'll be like, I don't know. Are you happy you threw 3 touchdowns? Because the world is a zigzag of weirdness and darkness. So let me ask you a question. Are you happy that you threw 3 touchdowns? Any more questions? Reporter's like, I wasn't playing, Coach Charles Manson McDonald. So that's some of the shit that's happening. Roy, I'll tell you what, Roy.
What's up, buddy?
We're here in this goddamn studio.
Yeah.
I'd love to do a song. And I'd love to do something that you and I have never done, ever. Ever.
All right, let's do
I'm going to put my love of Levon Helm on the line. I'm going to pop off my mouth. I'm going to shoot off my mouth. I'm going to say I'm the best drummer, singer since Levon.
All right.
And since Levon, and God bless his soul, he is my favorite. But since he's kicked the bucket and is feeding the worms right now, I'm the last good drummer, singer of all time.
You sure are, buddy.
So what do you say, Roy? I'm going to take off the coat for this.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right,
Let's do it. Come on, buddy.
Gates of hell, but I won't back down. Well, I stand my ground, won't be turned around, and I keep this world from dragging me down. Gonna stand my ground, and I won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no
Yeah.
That was
Come on, baby.
fantastic.
Come on. Come on. I won't back down. Tom Petty, baby. I got to tell you, I got psyched yesterday, the Florida college football game, where Florida looked great, man. They totally took it to whoever the fuck they play. Oh, Tennessee. I mean, Florida ran Tennessee out of the building. Florida wasn't ranked. Tennessee came into the game, I think, 11th. Florida ran them out of the building, bro. Actually, I fell asleep in the second half. I hope that score held up. Robert, could you look that up for me? Because I don't want to feel like an asshole. Just look up Florida, Tennessee.
I'll take a look.
But the point is, Roy Harris.
Yeah.
Tom Petty, where'd he come from? Come on, you can redeem yourself now.
Texas. No, Florida.
Florida.
Jacksonville, Florida.
That's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
And they played Tom Petty in the football stadium. And they played the song that we just performed live right here in the DMSP. They played I Won't Back Down on the loudspeakers and turned down the lights, and the people put up their phones.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, goosebumps.
Yeah.
It's possible I Won't Back Down could be my single favorite rock and roll song of all time.
Oh, wow.
That's a Davey Mac exclusive right there.
Wow. Holy
Of all the bands. You know I'm a GNR guy,
You sure are.
Pearl Jam guy, Bruce guy. Bob Dylan, what happened?
They ended up winning 29-16.
29-16 Florida.
Yeah.
I'm a Floyd guy. But I think my number one song of all time is I Won't Back Down by Tom Petty. Can you believe that?
That's amazing, David. I never knew that about you.
I never
All
did.
after
Do you
all
have
these
a
years.
favorite song?
No.
I'm saying that's a song that when the Dave man dies, I want that song played. You know, that has to be on my my death playlist.
Okay. I'll remember that one.
Please.
It's funny, Roy. We recorded that Power Hour episode.
Yeah,
And on
yeah.
the first Power Hour, Dave's favorite song was absolutely. Do you remember what it was, Dave?
No.
No?
No, because even the Tales from the Satellite episode, even though I wasn't drinking for it,
Still
there was so
blackout.
much booze involved in that episode that I feel like I had at least a semi-blackout, if not a gray out.
It was Bob O'Reilly, by the way.
Bob O'Reilly.
Okay.
I claimed as my number one song. I would say that definitely is true for like as I was a kid. Like that's like a song that was like my favorite song ever as a child when I would be listening to FM radio, you know, 104.3 or whatever the hell it was, WNEW.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Bob O'Reilly came on, I would be very, very excited. So yeah, I think as a kid, Bob O'Reilly is my favorite song ever. But I think the Tom Petty thing influenced me when I went, going all the way back to the 9/11 thing. The McDonald family went to the first Yankee home game post 9/11. Because remember, they had taken like 10 days off of baseball and stuff.
Right, right.
And then they came back. I think the Mets were back first. But then the Yankees played their first home game in Yankee Stadium. And it was amazing. You had bagpipers. You had all this stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But the coolest moment was a moment that I don't even think like they thought was going to be a moment, quote unquote. After having the Eagle Freedom fly around the stadium, bagpipes, you know, a moment of silence, Star Spangled Banner, all this amazing stuff.
Yeah.
The Yankees take the field. I think it might have been Roger Clemens who took the mound, but I don't really remember. I think it was Clemens. And as whoever the pitcher was, as they were warming up,
Yeah.
they played Tom Petty's I Won't Back Down. And I swear to God, you know, Yankee Stadium holds 56,000 people at that time, and it was sold out. 50,000
Yeah.
of those people were singing the words verbatim.
Yeah, that's great.
We're singing I Won't Back Down. Holy shit.
Yeah,
I mean, that moment was unbelievable. It's a terrible moment in time for 9/11, but Jesus Christ, was that a moment. It gives me goosebumps to this day, which is maybe, that's got to be why it's my new number one. I apologize to The Who. I still love Bob O'Reilly.
Yeah, of course.
Who do you apologize to?
The Who.
Who?
That's good. That's a little Abbott and Costello thing we're doing, and I like it. Bobby, how are you? You like it up here?
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
I'm
is
doing
nice.
well.
It's a lot nicer than the Davey Mac pad.
No.
No.
They each
Better be
have-
careful, Roy. Roy's got guns here. If you don't insult his house either, he'll kick you out and he'll shoot you in the ass.
They each have their own aesthetics. Like Roy's, I feel like you would never want to leave the house. Where you live, there are so many things around to do, like the beach. They each have their own
I got the
aesthetic.
pool.
The pool, the
Pond. There's a pond. Pond would be good for you.
Pond would be good for me. The playground that we get kicked out of when we play sports. All those places.
Why would the pond be good for Bobby David?
It's Caddyshack. It's the same thing that Chevy Chase was implying to Bill Murray, that he's a dirtbag. He has
You're a pond guy.
But Roy, he's asked to come into my pool several times. I'm like, they already look at me like I'm a weirdo.
Stick to the pond.
Because of Jared. Jared comes over to my house once a week for Yaddle Chattel, the Star Wars podcast that we do, which is the fastest rising R-rated Star Wars podcast hosted by 2 Quentin Tarantino fans. Yes, it's a very niche, specific audience, but we are number one in that category. And Jared comes in. He just enters the house like he is a burglar. He walks very shifty, looking to the left and right. Yeah, looking to the left and right. He kind of lightly knocks. Then, he walks slowly. And I just know that my neighbors are like, look at this fucking weirdo again. And then when Robert comes, it's like, oh, this is the guy who Dave gets mad at because very soon there's going to be yelling.
Yeah, we did it with the windows open on Friday.
Oh, Roy, we did it with the windows open. We did Tales from the Satellite episode 9, coming soon, exclusively at patreon.com. By the way, all of these satellite episodes come out at least 4 to 6 weeks before they come out elsewhere. The patrons were the ones that asked it to put it out on other platforms so that they could save the episodes, download them to the phone and whatnot. But we want to keep it special. So you get the episode on Patreon at least a month. At least a month. So, and he comes over. We're doing the.
You have the windows open, and
we're doing the show with the windows open, and I'm screaming awful shit.
Yeah, I bet you
just
are.
Awful, heinous shit about the Power Hour, about Earl Douglas, just about all kinds of things.
And your whole apartment complex.
They heard it.
They heard
everything. It's a matter of time.
It's just a matter of time before the co-op board. Knocks on your door, buddy.
Well, whatever. They keep raising the rent, like I just said. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy.
What is it? Yearly they raise it?
Every year.
Sign a long-term lease, buddy. You're going to be there for a while. Lock it down.
Well, talk to me.
Yeah,
what does that mean?
Rather than sign it year to year, you lock it in. You say, listen, I'm going to sign. I want to be here for the next 10 years, long term. You got a better deal on your.
Oh, I didn't know that. I should have done that from day one.
Well, if you could work it out, go for it. When you're let me negotiate your rent, Dave.
Yes, please. Yeah. I'm just going to tell them that you're my lawyer. Yeah. And they don't know shit. So just make sure that you fucking present yourself as a lawyer.
Okay.
You're going to call them for me on my behalf.
Okay.
Thank God. Right, Robert?
Absolutely. Put Roy in the same room with that lady trying to get you guys new paint. And, oof. It happened.
My upstairs neighbor.
Yeah.
She's pissed about it too. She's like, they raised the rent again. And I'm like, yeah, I don't understand how they're raising the rent. It's not like the apartments magically become nicer on a yearly basis. Like it's not like all of a sudden my fucking, blah, blah. A $1,600 apartment magically turns into a $2,200 apartment.
Wow.
Like, what did a fucking jacuzzi pop up in the goddamn bathroom overnight? Like, honestly.
They can't do that because you and her have a real Sam and Diane vibe.
Well, she puts up with it. She's never complained. But then I've been tolerant of some of her issues that I will not describe
it's a real
on the DMSP. But I will say, it's been a two-way street of loyalty between me and my upstairs neighbor, Nancy. A two-way loyalty street, Nance. Don't be fucking diming me out. Since you goddamn heard this episode, I know the shit that you did too.
Oh,
all right? Yo, hey! I know, Nance. I know, Nancy.
Nancy.
Oh, my God. Did you hear about this? Falcons versus Jaguars on October 1st on Disney+. In real time, will be converted into a Toy Story game. I don't know how.
Okay.
But the game will be live, and the Jaguars and the Falcons will look like Buzz Lightyear. They're going to be playing in fucking Andy's room. And they're going to look like those. They're going to be animated, is I guess what I'm trying to say. Pixar animated.
Very cool.
How? How is that possible?
It's possible.
How? To live?
Yeah, I could turn you into a cartoon right now. Give me 1 second.
I guess, they put a filter on it. It seems silly, though. I mean, it could be done.
Well, I remember I told you that because this is definitely their answer to what Nickelodeon which is owned by CBS, has
Viacom.
done, which is they did the SpongeBob SquarePants game. Remember we talked about that last year?
I do remember.
Because
every
time they were kicking field goals, every time. After the kick would go up, you would see SpongeBob's big stupid head because he fit perfectly within the goalposts and he's yellow. So you'd see goofy SpongeBob like grinning from ear to ear, except the fucking one kicker kicked a 32-yard easy-ass field goal and he missed it wide right, and they still had the SpongeBob grinning fucking graphic, as if SpongeBob was happy that this fucking professional kicker choked a goddamn layup. and literally, I think people mentioned that, and he goes, "Look at it." Yeah, people are like, SpongeBob is taunting the other team. So they did have to fix that. But this is definitely Disney and ESPN's answer to the SpongeBob game.
Oh man,
it's now the Toy Story game. I don't know what Fox is gonna do. The fucking Married with Children game. Well, the Simpsons game.
Or the Friends, right? Isn't Fox Friends? Isn't that isn't Fox?
That's NBC, and the show's been off the air for 20 years.
Oh, you good point. What about or Seinfeld too? That's another NBC one, right?
No, well, I guess the NBC will have to do. So you're right. I don't know. I guess Fox could do Simpsons.
Oh yes.
NBC could do. I don't know. Do they have any good shows that the fucking America's Got Talent game?
Scrubs.
Howie Mandel is the quarterback.
Versus Howard Stern.
God damn them. So I don't know. It's a little gimmicky. I'm just going to be honest with you.
It might be a good way to get kids interested in the game.
No, and actually I watched the SpongeBob game. I thought it was fun. Yeah. Because again, if it's not the Giants, I'm watching. What the fuck? Why not? Now, if it's the Giants game, I don't need to be seeing my goddamn field goal kicker miss the field goal and SpongeBob laughing at me. Otherwise, I'm going to goddamn, burn down Viacom.
That's what happens in your brain every game anyway.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's me in life.
Yeah.
People thinking they're laughing at me. Our buddy, Paul Wood, wrote another poem. And, Roy, do you have any poetry music?
Yeah, sure.
This is our buddy who gave a gorgeous poem about the Yankees. And we had him take on Bobo, and we had Bobo write a poem for the Mets. And Paul destroyed Bo.
Easy.
He just destroyed him. I mean, Paul was goddamn Shakespeare. Bo, I can't even say he was like Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss was like Shakespeare. Yeah. Compared to Bo. Not good.
The opening chapter of The Sound and Fury is just a retarded person's stream of consciousness.
Yeah,
feels like that's the best thing we can equate to
I mean,
Bo.
it was hysterical, don't get me wrong.
Very entertaining.
It wasn't a poem.
Not at all.
Not like this. This is Paul Wood's poem regarding Giancarlo Stanton.
Okay, here we go.
Guy who's had some big-time success. You could keep playing. Yeah, a guy who's had some big-time success with the Yankees when healthy, but never healthy. And this year he's hitting under 200. Yeah, he has over 22. He's got 22, 23 home runs, something like that. Not healthy again. So here's Paul Wood's poem for Giancarlo Stanton. When we gave you the pinstripes with a mountain of cash, we expected some homers, but not finishing last. It's not all on you. This is a team game. But son of a bitch, you deserve some of the blame. You can't beat out a grounder. You can't run down fly balls. You can't hit for average. And your top speed is a crawl. I'm sure in the clubhouse, you're a leader and more. But none of that matters when you're hitting 194. Paul Wood, an ode to Giancarlo Stanton. And I feel like that was masterful. It's a masterful poem. Better than Shel Silverstein, this Paul Wood. You know, Bobby? Bobby?
Yeah.
You there? I said, you know?
Oh, I thought you said, buddy.
Either way, do you want to talk to me?
Yeah, I would love to talk to you. Man.
What's going on in Bobby's world?
So I did something kind of sports related yesterday.
Whoa!
I ran a 5K.
No way!
Yeah, like a real race.
Holy shit!
And I got my medal here.
Look at it! What does it say?
It says Pints in the Square 5K, 6th annual.
I love that.
All right, so you got a participation medal.
Yeah,
like
I did.
all these little loser Little League kids these years.
I did, but it says the 6th annual, and my group of friends has done all 6 of these. And Dave, you've we commented last week a little bit. I lost some weight. I've been getting in shape.
You look
and
great.
This is the first race I was ready to run.
Yes, sir.
Like in the past, I've shown up and just been like, I'll wing it, and I try to keep up with, the fastest guy in the group, get a mile in and gas out.
Sure.
But this time I was in shape. And last year, we all agreed after the race we weren't going to do it again unless they changed the course, because it was 2 loops up a giant-ass hill.
That sucks, yeah.
It's psychological torture.
Yeah, it sucks. And 2 loops. Come on, man.
So
that's not a cross-country course. You're not supposed to do that.
No. And
that's
you're
weak-ass shit.
Yeah.
And I know this because my brother Mark, at one point, had the high school record for the fastest 5-mile run in the state of New Jersey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Then, yes, he went on to run for Dartmouth, and then was even an assistant cross-country coach at Dartmouth.
Holy cow.
So I know about the cross-country game. And you don't do fucking loops, bro. That's track.
Yeah, and
come on.
So we're doing a loop. But what made it fun was the guy who decided to sign up on the 4th of July and got us all into this position was going up the hill for the second loop as I was coming to the bottom of the hill. And I took that moment to just remind him exactly why he was in this position facing that giant hill. As I stopped and went, you fucking did this. Don't you forget, you fucking did this to all of us. None of us wanted to do this. You get your ass up that fucking hill. And I really creeped out the one.
Was he going to quit?
No. I just really wanted to remind him as he was in pain.
This is your fault.
You caused this
jerk.
pain. So I ended up winning out of all of our friend group, which was pretty cool. I came in 9th in my age bracket out of like 35, so that wasn't bad.
Statistically, that's pretty good, actually.
Time.
28 something.
Robert, that's not true, is it?
Yeah, I'll show you that.
You ran your 5K, and is a K more than a mile?
No, K's under a mile.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
because I have done the Spring Lake 5.
It's about 3.3 miles.
3.1, yeah.
3.1 miles.
Came in a little,
5K.
right around 9 minutes.
Wait.
A mile.
Wait. A 5K, a mile is what compared to a K?
Well, a 5K is about 3.1 miles.
Okay, I was going to say, because I do the 5-mile run at Spring Lake, and my fastest time in the last few years is 36 minutes.
Wow.
So when you're like, you're going to do 28, I'm like, you fucking liar.
Well, still pretty impressive that he's doing 10 minutes.
No, but that's good.
10.2 minute miles.
We should race sometime, Dave. I wonder what would happen.
Do the Spring Lake 5.
Maybe
This upcoming in April.
Maybe up a ramp at MetLife.
April. Spring Lake 5. You come on down. We'll get some GoPros. We'll video this shit. We'll put it on the DMSP. And we're not running together. We are opponents.
Are we racing?
We are racing.
Because, like, if I was racing somebody on this loop, I would just, when I was going downhill and they were up, gonna, do some physicality.
No. See, there ain't no loops in the Spring Lake 5. It's a proper goddamn race where you run through the entire town and you end up, and it's a big fun event. It's not a goddamn loop.
But, like, let's say out the gate, right? I see you and I trip you. Is that going to be a disqualification? Or are we doing street rules?
No, we're not doing street rules. If you trip me, that's fine. Dude, you forget, though, that this is in Spring Lake. I will call at least 50 people who will be on the route, and it will be it'll be like you trying to run through the fucking army in Braveheart. You know, when they have like the 900,000 guys?
Yeah.
You know, just like and then the other 900,000 guys, and they go like this. But imagine then Bobby Tamburo, the one guy going against all those people. Don't forget, the mayor of Spring Lake right here. Eastside Dave McDonald. I will make that call. I'll say, spread the wildfire.
Yeah.
This is what this asshole looks like. He just tripped me. Spare no violence.
Ooh. Now you're rustling my jimmies, Dave, man, because nothing gets me more excited than a moment like that. Me versus the town of Spring Lake. This white trash piece of shit jogging through like Steve Prefontaine.
Real quick. Yeah. Baseball and basketball. Mm-hmm. Baseball. Shohei Ohtani cleared out his locker. It's because he's hurt, and he's decided he hurt his oblique. He had stopped pitching, but was still hitting. But then the last 10 days or so, he hasn't been there. He just decided, screw it, I'm getting surgery. But that doesn't mean you clear out your locker. A lot of people are taking this to mean we have seen Shohei Ohtani on the Angels for the last time because he is a free agent.
Oh.
New York Yankees, this is what I'm talking about, Cashman. Okay? Go after this guy. My only issue with Ohtani, I think I'd make him an everyday player full-time and say forget about the pitching. Because this is only going to happen more and more. He's only going to have more and more, it just is that one bad elbow injury, shoulder injury, wrist injury, blah, blah, blah. And then he's gone for both sides.
Yeah.
I think you got to Babe Ruth this guy. Say, brother, you want to hit 700 home runs in the bigs and go down as one of the greatest hitters of all time? Like, seriously. Go only be a goddamn center fielder going forward. That's what I would say. But Shohei Ohtani's agent says no, he's not going to give up the dual playing. He's going to pitch and hit. And the reason why? Because the agent stands to make fucking this bank.
That's
so
right.
The agent is going to, I guarantee you, this is my prediction, the agent will fuck this kid's career up because he's selfish about the contract. Just like all agents, they understand, would you rather have Shohei and his career be over in 5 years, making $50 million a season, or would you like Shohei to be getting $40 million a season and play for 15 more years?
Well, as an agent, David, I'm going to take the 5-year deal on that one.
The
because
5?
I'll tell you why. Because at 5 years, obviously, when I make that deal, I'm getting a commission. In 5 years, I'm getting another commission when I make your next deal. Now, if I sign a 15-year contract, I got to wait 15
Yeah,
years
but he's not
before
going to
I
get a next deal if this agent keeps fucking up his elbow. I'm telling you, the guy will go from one elbow injury to another, and next thing you know, you've lost Shohei Ohtani both ways, as a pitcher and a hitter.
Well, that's not the agent's problem. He's making his money when the player is still a valuable asset. He can't do it when the guy's injured. So might as well cash in the chips now, man.
I guess I was looking at this from the perspective of the player.
Yeah, no.
You're looking at it from the agent because you're Roy Harder, the perpetual businessman, you son of a bitch. You're a cold-hearted businessman. So he's like, fuck Ohtani.
Yeah.
Send his ass back to Japan in a body bag if he doesn't like it, but Roy Harder's getting this deal signed.
The deal's got to go through, man. We got to keep making those deals.
Roy reminds me of Waltz from The Godfather. You know? Ohtani will never get that pop. Oh, God.
That is
Robert?
a question, though, legacy-wise. Let's say Ohtani never passes Bonds, never out-hits McGuire in a season. Would you rather be the guy who for 5 years was the last pitcher and home run hitter? Or would you rather have a 10-year career, let's say you're a David Ortiz-level home run hitter?
He's more than Ortiz. You know, he's hitting 45 and 50 home runs while having to pitch. That does take a lot out of you. There is a reason why pitchers pitch every 5 days. The first day after they pitch, they do nothing because it literally takes so much out of your arm. That second day, they practically do nothing. That third day, they lightly throw. That fourth day, they do a little mild bullpen session, and then they're back at it on the mound. Think about that. That means that you pitch, and that for those first 2 days where you're supposed to be resting, you're playing, brother, and you're throwing. And you are throwing.
Oh, absolutely. I don't disagree. That was more of a hypothetical. Like, which would you rather?
I'd rather be a guy who hits 700 home runs and 330 every year.
I think that...
And who did it for another 15 seasons rather than a guy who did something amazing. What happened with Bo Jackson, bro? I'm the biggest Bo Jackson fan on the planet. Retrospect, should he have concentrated on one sport? Yes. It doesn't even matter what sport. If he had only been a football player, he would have been a Hall of Famer. If he had only been a baseball player, he would have been a Hall of Famer. But he got to do the two things. 3 years. He was out. He was out of both.
Or there's a fluke injury playing football. You tear your ACL one season in and nobody ever talks about you again, but we're still talking about Bo Jackson because for
Deion
those
Sanders.
3 years.
Did Deion continue to play both football and baseball? The answer is no.
No. And we're still
Deion
talking about
eventually said, I want to go into the Hall of Fame as the greatest defensive back ever. And in order to do that, I cannot split my time as an athlete. I have to put 100% focused on being a defensive back, Roy, not a D-back, which is you think means douchebag.
Yeah.
But Deion only did football, and what happened? He became the greatest defensive back ever. I'm just saying.
Nothing wrong with your stance. I was just curious.
All right. Give yourself 3 points for curiosity. Last one is the basketball. Adam Silver has decided to finally take my advice and implement a rule. No, implement a rule in basketball where the stars can't sit on national televised games. I applaud Adam Silver for this. NBA, what's the deal, yo? Too much rested players. Rest days. You can't do that, man. It's not baseball.
That's right.
Baseball, the fans have accepted rest days. It's about fan acceptance. But baseball, you can still get a Yankee ticket, by the way, for $20.
That's right.
You cannot get an NBA ticket anywhere for you can't get an NBA ticket for a good team like in the New York, Boston, LA market for $20.
No, not
you can't do it.
Probably $80 the cheapest.
So if you get exactly.
Yeah.
So if you get a family of 4 and it's $80, that's $320.
Yeah.
It's $20 for the gas and tolls. That's $340. It's $20 to park. That's $360. And it's a minimum of $50 for your food for the night. $410 you're spending on a family of 4. You get to Madison Square Garden and you learn LeBron James or Steph Curry sitting out that night.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Like that shit is bullshit. And I applaud Adam Silver for this. This is a good thing. And any of these players that are pushing back on this, I tell you again, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Dr. J, and on and on. They didn't sit out because they knew that fans wanted to see them because they were superstars. Your superstars of the sport have to play. Now look, if they need rest, this ain't hard. Sit them for the second half.
That's it.
No one says they got to play every goddamn minute. But sit them for the second half. Start them.
Or spread the season out a little bit. Like
Spread it out even more?
The players have you don't even have to change the schedule length, but the players have pointed out things that statistically lead to more injuries. Back-to-back road games not at the same place.
I would go the opposite.
There are things you could do to make it better.
Okay, you could spread out the games, but make the NBA season 60 games instead of 82 then.
Absolutely.
Because I do think there's probably too many games for these players, and they're running up and down the court every night. So I get it.
And of the players
do we need 82 games in the NBA?
Not at all.
We probably don't. They have a very long extended playoffs it's all 4 out of 7 series anyway at this point. Used to have the 3 out of 5. Hell, it used to be 2 out of 3 in the first round. Then it went to 3 out of 5. Now every series is 4 out of 5. It's a long playoffs. It's April, May, and June. I kind of think I agree to space out the games if you make it a 60-game season.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you.
All right, then we're on the same page for once.
Yeah, because even the 5 guys you named, 4 of them careers got shortened due to injury. Bird had a terrible back. Jordan had to take those couple seasons off to do steroids and play baseball.
He took those 2 seasons to play baseball, though, because his dad got murdered.
Magic Johnson got HIV.
I mean, the AIDS had nothing to do with playing a lot of basketball games.
Oh, I was confused.
Well, I mean, I just don't know how you can contract HIV playing basketball, Robert. You seem to have made a connection that no scientist has made in the 30-plus years since Magic acquired the HIV.
Well, it's like, why do we only do the Davey Mac Sports Program once a week? Why do I only do comedy on the week? Like, if we were doing it every night, we would be getting laid every night, and then we would have HIV. If we were showing off how great we were.
Oh, okay. Because I thought you were insinuating, like, he got it from Dr. J. Like in the 82 NBA Finals, somehow Magic acquired the AIDS from Dr. J. Yeah.
That would be pretty magic.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's going to do it. Anyone have anything else they'd like to say before we leave Roy Harder's Shangri-La?
I just have one last thing. I think it's been a very fun story. So the United States lost the Junior World Basketball Tournament.
They did.
To Dylan Brooks' home country. And if you'll recall...
Oh, right. You mean the FIBA World Cup thing?
The FIBA World Cup, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, that's actually a big deal because it's a precursor to the Olympics next year.
And if you'll recall, Dylan Brooks and LeBron James really got into the playoffs. So the day Dylan Brooks won FIBA, LeBron announced he's going to play for Team USA.
Ah, there you go.
And then what followed was a trickle of people being like, well, the issue with Team USA is nobody will just play D and stand in the corner. And Devin Booker was like, I like standing in the corner and playing D. I'm in. And so everybody's slowly assembling a fun roster.
Yeah, baby.
My personal favorite was Dwight Howard, who's playing currently in Taiwan. He's not in the NBA anymore.
Right.
He was like, you fuckers better include me on the team or I'm playing for Taiwan and I'm going to drop 87 on you fuckers.
87? Dwight Howard's going to drop 87. That's pretty funny.
That would be fun to watch.
But in all sincerity, it should be the best of the best for Team USA. It really should. I had no problem with LeBron not playing only because the guy's 40.
Yeah.
You know, but I got to tell you, these young superstars, step your asses up. You know, start crushing these teams by 30. You fuckers lose? Yeah, guess what? LeBron, Steph, Booker, they're all coming back. I got no issues with that. In fact, I'm actually pretty happy with that.
I am too.
Development as well. All right, well, that'll do it. Roy Order. Anything to plug it all.
No, another plug. Welcome to my studio.
I mean, is this open for like...
no,
you should open it up for like recording artists and shit, man. You could charge a fortune.
Well, I do. But,
you know, like for fucking band here, you know, $2,000 per hour.
I mean, I don't know if I get away with that much, but...
No. Hey, you're the businessman.
Yeah.
Davey Mac is telling you, $2,000 per hour. And we're gonna record all kind of albums. If you're in this area, you know, Bouncing Souls are Jersey, but, you know, I proved you can get here pretty quickly from Jersey to the thing. Maybe consider your next Gaslight Anthem. Maybe your next album could be cut here. Okay? Robert? Anything?
I will be this coming Sunday at the, where does Don always hang out? That metal bar?
McSorley's Ale House.
I will be at McSorley's Ale House this coming Sunday, hosting both of Don's album tapings. So come out. It was very nice of him to invite me to the show. Don Jameson.
Oh, wow.
Probably would have been a better plug if I didn't go, hey, Roy, what's that bar that you always talk about?
And also tell people's last name.
Don
I know
Jameson.
you're Mr.
Yeah,
New York comedian, but you make me and Roy feel bad about ourselves that we're not hip on the New York comedy circle. And you're just Don and I. Don and I. I mean, because, you know, Roy and I should be getting the first name treatment only.
No,
I don't want you giving first name treatment to anybody else.
I call you Mr. McDonald and Mr. Harder.
All right. You know what? That's good, too, Robert.
I feel
Give
like
yourself
I've-
3 more points for that type of, kissing ass and saving yourself.
Thank you. I feel like I've really Deion Sanders this plug. Let me just start over again. I'll take my hat and sunglasses off and just say, McCluskey's for Don Jameson's album taping.
McSorley's, you idiot.
McSorley's Ale House.
You just said McCluskey's. Do it again from the beginning.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this Sunday, please come to McSorley's Ale House to see Don Jameson's album taping. That's comedian Don Jameson.
Star, VH1 star,
That
rock
metal
and roll,
show.
with Eddie Trunk and
It's
stuff.
actually, he's got back in an
That metal
incarnation.
show. That metal show, yeah.
That rock show's back now, and
right.
he has that Jameson show as well.
Yeah. The comedian with the big sideburns. He's the comedian who looks like Glenn Danzig to me. If Glenn Danzig wasn't on the juice, Roy.
That's right. Yeah,
Then you have a non-roided up Glenn Danzig is Don Jameson.
That's funny. I actually wrote his theme song for that show. I hang out
He's
with
a nice guy. I've met.
great guy.
I talked to Don a million times. He's a nice,
Don's
super great guy.
incredible.
great guy.
And
All
then
right,
the
well, good luck
following
with that.
weekend, I'll be at Sherman's Creek on Saturday or Sunday,
Okay.
so come out.
Well, look, this is how Davey Mac Sports Program rolls. I can't even tell you where we're going to be next week, nor do I give a shit. We're going to always do something, and it will be great. Today, it was from Roy Harder's Shangri-La. Look at this beautiful palace. And I think we hit one out of the park. So for Roy Harder, for Bobby Tamburo, my name is Davey Mac. Good night, everybody.